Has anybody been to the Gala pagos Islands? Not me. Get ready for an 18-hour flight. So get yourself ready for that. You're going to have a good experience. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, we are going on a trip, and we're going to see this big guy and this girl. You can imagine they are giants. They are giants. So a little history, and when I was 30, I read an article on National Geographic about these critters, and I said, wow, I want to go there. That's been a long time ago. The history of them, there was 250,000 in the 16th and 17th century. However, in 1970, there was only 3,000 left. There was 11 species, there's only 10 now, because the 11th was a lonely fella called Lonely George. There wasn't anybody for him to mate with, so when he died in 2012, in June, there's only 10 left. Where are we going to go with this? We have the history, we have the problems that they dealt with, and I'm going to talk about their habitat. So the history, there's so many that were killed off by the whalers because they wanted their oil. What they do with oil? But they ate the meat. And when the females lay their eggs, they dig a little hole, they wiggle back into it, okay? And then they have their babies. The problem is it takes them so long to have these eggs. They do from 2 to 16 at a sitting. So I watched the video, and they dig the hole and they get back in there, and then she, just before she is going to drop one of these eggs, she goes like that, and it's the size of the egg. Out it comes. Can you imagine doing that 16 times? You ladies, well, anyway.
Oh, okay.
Some of the predators get in there, and somehow they find these eggs, these places where they are. It's pigs, goats, varmints. So very few live, even though they have a lot of tortoise and they have the babies. One of the things, they have two different shaped shells. By the way, their shell is part of their body. You can't separate the two. This is the dome, and the other one is the saddle shape. Now the difference, these guys and gals eat what the grass is and the vegetation is down here, because they cannot reach very high. The other ones have like a saddle where the horn is, and they can reach up to like 5 feet. Their necks just go, they all the way up.
Really?
And they, even though they're the size of a golf ball, basically, when they're born, they grow up to 450 pounds. And they're approximately 5 feet high. So I got this off the internet, so I just kind of use this as, I don't know, she looks like she might be 8 years old and probably this tall, so that gives you a little video, visual. And I'm dressed this way because it's going to be hot down there. You need sunscreen and a hat and a light shirt and some hiking boots. Here we are. We're enjoying ourselves. else would you like to know about these characters?
Are they tasty?
We're gonna find out. They travel really fast. They go 0.8 miles an hour. And for 16 hours, if you multiply that out, they're gonna travel 1.8 miles. And it takes them 16 hours to do that.
Wow.
And they're out there vegetating, you know, eating their veggies. They eat plants, watermelon, fruit, and grass, especially the ones that are in the dome shape. So they are unusual animals, and I can hardly wait to pet one of these little guys. I don't think I'm going to give him a hug though. So we have a
Question?
question. Yes.
Life expectancy? What are their?
Oh,
100 years.
150 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's been 120 years since one was born, according to the internet.
Wow.
So it's time to,
Right.
yeah, but they need to cultivate a little more.
Right.
Question.
Sure.
You said it's been 120 years since one's been born. Scientifically, have we been saving eggs and trying to hatch them in
Captivity?
locally?
You know,
Capacity, but
let's research that, and maybe you could be the one to spearhead it. I'll write that note down. Anyone want to go with me to the Gala pagos Islands to see those tortoises?
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Michael. Thank you, Michael, for being our tour guide and taking us on a tour of the Gala pagos Islands, and especially introducing the giant tortoise to us. You were a fantastic tour guide. You're dressed the part. I like your visual aid is really good. We all know what the giant tortoise looks like. That was a great visual aid. Being dressed the way you are was a great visual aid. And because you had fantastic body language when you lays her eggs, and the sound effect was good. I won't do the action or the sound. That's yours. But that really added some humor to your speech. The one thing I would say about your visual aid, though, I don't know, let me see it. Letty, can you see the visual aid? No. So one thing I would suggest, moving the lectern back. I don't know how, Jim, can you see the visual aid?
I can.
You can, okay. Even so, I would move this back and move the poster out and make sure that your entire audience can see it. That would be the one thing that I would really recommend. Anytime you have visual aids, you want to make sure that the entire audience can see them. The other thing I would like to suggest when you're giving a speech that I notice is that, especially in the beginning, you kind of rock back and forth. So try to eliminate that. I think that's a kind of nervous habit you have. Your topic was well researched. You gave us some great information about the tortoise. I think we all know a little bit more about the giant tortoise than we knew before the meeting. So that was really good. You did a great job on researching it. I loved your speech, and I'd love to go to the Gala pagos Tortoise with you. So let us know when you're going, and maybe we can arrange a field trip there.
I'll
Thank you
send
very much.
an email out.